Thank you.
Can you begin by telling us more about this 11-point agenda by the Adamawa state government towards its transformation developmental programs?
Well, basically, the 11-point agenda is the foundational intellectual thought process of the government. We came in as a government with a direction. So the 12-point agenda is more of a compass for the development of the state. And there are 11 key components of the agenda, which is one, security, education, and human capital development, health and human services, poverty alleviation, transparency and accountability, and basically infrastructural development, rural infrastructure and urban development. So it's an all-encompassing agenda. Thankfully, we started very well. Today, looking back 3 years down the line, so much has happened in achieving the targets of the administration. There's so much impact that is maximum, and our people are happy.
From what you reeled out, we know that these projects are not limited to urban areas. We even saw Governor Fintiri visiting one of the suburbs. So tell us about some of the projects in the pipeline for rural communities beyond roads.
Well, we are opening up the rural communities, like you rightly alluded to, by constructing the rural roads. But we are also taking lights. Having understood that these rural areas, we have a lot of rural areas here that are not connected to the national grid. The government has done so much with connecting rural communities to national grid, and we're powering the rural areas, which also means opening up the space, bringing businesses to rural communities, by linking them to the national grid. So we have done so much, and we are doing more. There's also more investment in the agricultural sector, because Adamawa State is an agricultural hub of the Northeast, and we have all the belts as far as agriculture is concerned. So we are opening up the rural communities for business. We have elevated agriculture in Adamawa State to go beyond subsistence means of livelihood to a business. If you are with us or you are following the trends in Adamawa State, we have launched the Adamawa agro-business development plan, and of which we were able to package so well to the extent that we were able to go to the capital market with the first agri-business bonds in Nigeria's capital market. So it's opening up our rural areas, it's encouraging them in primary production in the agricultural sector, and also preparing them to take advantage of the value chain within the agricultural system. So much is happening, and so far we have constructed nothing less than 347 kilometers of rural roads in the last 3 years.
What about plans to secure these infrastructure, especially in the light of the security challenges the country is experiencing recently?
Well, so far so good. As a government, like you can rightly understand, the first point in our 11-point agenda is security of lives and properties of the state, and this includes the security of the infrastructure we are putting on ground. We have invested heavily in the security architecture of the state, and we are yielding so much results. If you remember, we are one of the most hit state by the Boko Haram insurgents before 2019. But so far, so good. We have done so much, and the government is cooperating. It is giving all the necessary support to state agencies to ensure that the state is secured. So our people are very much safer than they were before 2019. Farmers can conveniently today go to their farms without fear of being molested. We have also been able to put in place social mechanism for managing the crisis of farmers' herders in Adamawa State. And our rural areas are more secured than they have ever been.
So tell us about the Urban Renewal Program. Let's hear more about that.
Well, the Rural Renewal Program is a well thought out plan by the government to be able to not only improve the metropolis, especially the capital city, in as much as there's that emphasis in ensuring that infrastructure is provided in the capital of Adamawa State, which is Yola. We have also been able to extend the infrastructure, the urban renewal campaign to other local governments headquarters within the state. This is expected to reduce the rural-urban drift, and we be able to create holding points for youths who will be interested, who will be attracted by the trappings of modernity into the cities. So far, we have also thought that in as much as we want to attract investment in Adamawa State, the foundational base is to improve on the infrastructure of the state. By the time we are able to do that, it will attract more investment to the state. So far, so good. The last 3 years has witnessed a tremendous revolution in the infrastructure general campaign in the state. And today, I can conveniently tell you that whoever was in Yola last 4 years and comes back now might get lost or might not believe that this is the same Yola that he used to know. So we have transformed Yola. The government of Honorable Amodi Fintri is doing so much in this direction, and the state is the better for it.
What about investment? How is the government of Adamawa State planning to attract more investors in order to improve its IGR?
Well, like I told you earlier, Adamawa State is the first state to go to Nigeria's capital market with the agribusiness bond of 100 billion naira. And so far, the state has been able to access the first tranche on the shelf of the bond market of 25 billion naira. We are opening up the state to investment. We have plugged these same resources back into developing revenue, the revenue base of the state. The idea is simple. We are expected to defray the cost of servicing these bonds or paying back this bond instrument from the IGR that is expected to be increased with the investment in the revenue base.
Okay.
Adamawa State has today the largest cattle market in the entire country.
Okay.
And especially with the activities of the Boko Haram in the northeast and in the Lake Chad. Today,
Mr. Garba Pella.
The cattle that are primarily produced in Adamawa State, the livestock that's primarily produced in Adamawa State, we
Mr. Garba Pella.
The best route for
Mr. Garba Pella. Mr. Garba Pella, we would like to put a pause on this discussion. Thank you so much for sharing your thoughts with us on the program. The Commissioner for Information in Adamawa State, Mr. Garba Pella.
Thank you.